Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yes, I'm okay. As I told you earlier when we were talking backstage, I am a bit a bit weird today. I don't know, not as excited as usual, but I don't know what
Mhm.
that is, but maybe just in a more contemplative state. I don't know if I could say that, but I'm okay.
It's just one of those days, right?
Yeah, yeah, one of those days. Yeah, yeah. So it's good that we have this conversation. Otherwise, I wouldn't interact today, I guess.
You
It
have no
seems
plans to go anywhere?
not really. I mean, on Fridays, I take lessons with you, and
Mhm.
I take West Coast Swing dance lessons as well. So
Mhm.
other than that, not really.
No.
I would just be here quiet. Yeah, but it's good. So
Me neither.
sorry?
Mhm. I, no, I'm not going anywhere. I made a nice meal. I want to lie down and watch a TV series after this.
Yeah, watching TV series is good. I've been watching one called The Good Doctor. Have you seen it?
Oh, I know it. I know it, and I liked it the first two seasons, but I just, this thing where you go, okay, I'm gonna watch this episode next week, and it just never is the right time to watch it. I don't know, because I'm not in the mood, and I
Mm.
just left it, and I think they're in the fourth season now or fifth season, and I haven't been watching it. So it's on Netflix, which is good, and I've put it on my list, and every time I take a trip, I download it, but I never watch it because I also download something which is more interesting. A series actually I would recommend to you is a series called Flowers.
Oh,
I think
what
you
is
would
this
like it.
about?
Yes. So, in general, it's about this family. It's like a dysfunctional family, but not saying anything. But
Not
it's
implying
about this
anything.
dysfunctional family. No, but I think you like it because it's kind of no, it's deep. I would say
Mm,
that, but it's a comedy, and it begins with this, like, the father in the family.
mm-hmm.
He tries to kill himself in the beginning, and the rest of the series, like, just is like a kind of response and development from that moment, and how every other person, comes to terms with this thing. And then there's a second season, which is not about the father more, but about the mother more. And it's really great. If you know, oh my God, what's her name? She's a really good actress, Olivia Colman. Do you know her?
Not by name, no.
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 Oh, she was in one of my favorite films, called The Favorite.
Mm.
Um, she was, oh, let me think of a popular role, really popular role. There is a film that just came out recently. It's called, I think, The Lost Daughter. Do you know it?
No, I'm not good with
No.
movies, no. I don't
She's
really
a
watch.
phenomenal actress.
Yeah. I wish I could
She
watch
is
more
really good.
movies. Mm-hmm.
Right, right. No, I get it. They're long. But Olivia Colman is a really good actress,
All
and the
right.
series is called Flowers. I think I may be wrong, but it's called Flowers. And it's
Flowers.
75.
Let me let me write this down.
Mm,
Flowers.
yeah.
Maybe could be a topic for a conversation in the future.
There is a line in the film that I want you to get to, in the series, that I would like for you to hear.
What is
But I'm
it?
not going to say.
Is
No, I
it
wouldn't say
spoiler?
what. Yes, it would be a spoiler. So.
Okay, okay. Now I'm more
Yeah.
curious.
Right.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. Yes.
Right.
So,
Right.
so
Mhm.
we are here today to talk about a video called The Root Solution to People Pleasing and Loneliness. Um,
Mhm.
yes, so the topic is going to be that people pleasing and loneliness. And
Mhm.
I'll present the video a bit and then we can ask questions to each other or share our feelings and thoughts about it. So Leo, he starts the video saying that as children, we are acculturated, we are civilized, domesticated,
Cultivated, is that what you said?
acculturated. He used that word.
Okay. Go on. Mhm.
Yeah. So
Civilized, domesticated.
yeah, domesticated because otherwise, like we are born and we are basically like we are not different from an animal. Like we need that. We need our parents to teach us how to behave, and otherwise we'd
Mhm.
be like screaming, running, and throwing things at people and doing crazy things. I don't know. So we need that. We need to be civilized, but the consequence to that could be this extrinsic reward mechanism that we develop,
Mhm.
like we because we do something nice and our parents, they say, oh good, so we might want to keep doing nice things
Mhm.
to be praised.
Mhm.
And as we grow up, we go to school, we also may try to please our teachers. We want to have good grades, so we would consider like, oh, he's or her, they're smart. They like we need his approval somehow. It might not be it's at school, but even when we are not, when even when we don't behave, because there are those in school that they are in the back, they are very loud and they don't care about school. But even those people, they are also getting approval from something or someone else, like the group. So
Right.
we go through life searching for that, like approval, love, satisfaction, and we think that will come from others.
Mhm.
So we go to the gym, we work out, we look
That's a
good.
personal attack. Is that a personal attack? I'm kidding.
Yes, it is. We dance and we post online,
Mhm.
but yeah, because somehow
Okay. Mhm.
we actually, that is not why I do it. I post a lot of things online. I really like to go through my things, like through my videos and pictures. But just yesterday, a student of mine told me something that I might do, because sure, we can save things on our phones, on our computers, on a cloud, etc. But I don't think that they are that efficient, like when we want to see where we were, where we are, our development. So this student of mine, she told me that she created some years ago a Instagram account where she's the only one. Like she blocked and she blocked, she's
Like
blocked.
she has a private account.
Yes, it's just for her.
Okay.
So she will post
Okay.
pictures of
She
her.
posts.
She posts, thank you, meals that she cooks. When she goes for like a facial thing, she posts pictures, she dances, she take pictures of her weight loss and
Takes.
things like that. She takes pictures of her weight lost. And so she's saying she does all those things that I do on my
Mm-hmm. On
pu-
your
public, let's
sure.
say, Instagram, because it's good for her to watch those later, because it's very easy for us to
It's
think.
much easier.
It's much easy
Mm-hmm.
for us to think.
Much easier. Sorry.
It is much easier for us to think that we are not going anywhere. Like we don't see, or sometimes we see someone else's results and we think that there is no that there was no process behind it, like
Mm.
instantly that person is like that, but we cannot see like what they did to get there,
Right.
like so
We
and
don't
we
see the
cannot,
journey.
sorry,
So I said we don't see the journey
we don't see the
to it.
journey, definitely, yeah, exactly. We don't see the journey and we don't see our journey as well. We always think that we are, I mean, I'm generalizing. I'll talk about for myself, like I'll talk for
Okay.
myself. I don't see the journey. I don't see how far I've come unless I go
Mhm.
through my diaries or I go to some stories on Instagram and then I think, oh yeah, I'm actually better than I was yesterday. So yes, so we go online, most of us, and we share things. It's not my case, I swear, but maybe a little bit. We post things and we expect a like, a comment, because when someone else validates us we feel
Mhm.
loved, we feel satisfied, we feel like, oh, okay, so I'm doing it right. Something is right because they could see.
Mhm.
Sometimes we pick some people, and very recently I discovered I was on my way to that discovery for the past 2 years. I started to notice like the people that I become friends with, uh, only men, they are very authoritarian. Um, can I s-
Authoritative.
authoritative, au-
Mhm.
authoritative, they are very inflexible, uh, they
Rigid.
rigid, yeah.
Mhm.
So which suits my personality because I don't really care if we are going for coffee or for a walk. So they tell me what to do, basically. So we do that. I won't do that. I might suggest things sometimes, but they tell me no, and I'll say okay. So I was noticing like this pattern, like all of my best friends for life, they
Mhm.
had some characteristics, like all of them share the same, like they were very money driven, um, like um, they want to be in control.
Mhm.
I don't know. They had some characteristics that it's common, and then I noticed that, but just like the couple of weeks, I discovered that I wanted to be validated by them. And the reason is um, probably because I didn't have a father that was present. So whenever accomplished that I had, I would
Whatever accomplishment.
accomplishment, whatever accomplishment, I would tell them.
Mhm.
And I would expect them to tell me, "Oh, good job." But sometimes
Did
they
they?
wouldn't say anything. No, no. They are very competitive persons as well. Like
Mhm.
they, I mean, no, that's not fair. Not competitive, but they are so focused on themselves. They are so in love with themselves.
You're
Like
selfish?
th- I would say so. They might be. I mean,
Are they still your friends?
some of them.
Okay. Just wondering how far you'll dig this hole first.
I don't wanna not be friends with them. It's just it's not their fault. It's like they are who they are. And it
Mhm.
was me who was it was me
Who
who
won?
was
Mhm.
who were
Yeah.
full of
Who was?
expectations. It was me who was full of expectations. Like it was me who was like treating them as my father. It's not their faults that they couldn't like behave. I wanted
Like your
them.
father?
It's not their fault.
Well, if they oh, like you wanted them, okay, because if they sometimes did not really appreciate your accomplishment, that's pretty much how a father behaves. So they were playing the right role.
I, wow, that they were playing the wow, that's mind blowing. Oh, they
Well,
were
I mean,
playing the right role.
yeah, so in some way, right? So they were doing exactly what you wanted, but you just didn't see it. Okay, of
Yes,
course.
yes, exactly. Yes, yes. I wonder how would it be if they were playing the loving father instead. I don't know,
Well,
but
loving father doesn't always have to like. I would say my father is loving, but not until recently did I feel that he appreciated my like personal accomplishments. I didn't think until recently. I didn't think that he saw me as capable entirely. Even if I
wow.
was taking care of myself and I was doing fine, I think recently with this situation, and he saw how I handled it and how I was able to be there for not just myself but for my family in that time. And I guess that's when, for I think for me, it's when I see that he started to kind of appreciate and respond to like the way I wanted him to respond to me, and just like acknowledge that I was a grown up, handling myself well and doing things right. So sometimes, and he's a loving father, just
Yeah,
didn't see me
but
as
did you
like an
need that?
advocate.
Sorry.
Not from him, I would say. Oh well, no, no, maybe that's not correct. That's not totally correct. In general, I would say most of the things that I do, the validation that matters most to me is my mother's validation. Not
Mhm.
because she doesn't give it to me, but because she's always given it to me. And so it would be for me more disheartening to not get it from her. Because from when I was a child, I did really well in school. And I tell people this, I hated the experience of going to school. I hated it. It's not like I really hated school. I hate everything about school and I never want to go back to any education institute again. I like to learn. I learn by myself, but I will never go to another institute again. But I was really good in school because my mother was extremely happy when we were in school, when we did
Wow.
well in school.
Mm-hmm.
My parents didn't always come to school, but they were there at the end of school because in Nigeria, the school like usually like says they have like this whole event where they go like first position, second position, this.
Wow.
My mother came for that, and she wasn't there. Like my mother went to, she was in the university when we were in school as well, studying her postgraduate and then like a master's. So she really didn't have a lot of free time, but she did a lot for us. So when she was there on those days, there was a lot of pride when we were
Mm-hmm.
called, which we were called, and it was great for me. I liked how much she liked that we were doing well in school, and she always let us know when we did, when we did something well, that she was proud of us. So as an adult, when I decided to get my shit together and like work on myself and everything I do and every like time I work very hard and I try to make myself, comfortable. Every decision I make, I kind of want to make my mother proud of the person that I am. And that's
Mm-hmm.
it. And so in
Yeah.
general, I would say like that's where my the most that's why I don't know, it cripples me sometimes because I am both I'm also very worried about losing that validation, and not not just that she would be disappointed in me, but I don't want to go dark, but like losing her as well would be losing that validation. And that's why it's one of my biggest fears. But my father, I've always just wanted to see my father to see me as responsible because that was a problem we had in my youth. I was responsible in my opinion. I really am one of the only probably teenagers in the world who never did any normal teenager thing. I didn't go for parties. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I was very responsible. But my father didn't see that because I had very different opinions from my father. So we
Mm-hmm.
argued on a philosophical level, I would say. We argued a lot. And he thought because of my ideas as a person, I was not responsible.
Mm-hmm.
And many times, we had this falling out. And also as I grew, I left home. I went to study, I finished, I started working in everything I've done. I feel like he has still felt that because we would have conversations and he still felt like he needed to care for me, even if he wasn't, because I'm an adult. He just didn't see me as like an adult. That was my biggest issue with him. And he still saw me as someone, which I don't mind. When I talk to him, I call him daddy, which is maybe weird for a lot of people, but that's what he expected from me. Like this boy, looking at his father as, daddy or something like that. So I wanted him to just see me as an adult and see me as
Yeah.
a grown man. And that I've got from him recently. And so I wouldn't say I didn't seek validation from him. I didn't necessarily want him to be proud of me as much as I wanted my mother to be proud of me. But I wanted my father to just see me as an adult, as like to
Mm-hmm.
see what I do. Because I do a lot of stuff and I'm responsible for a lot of stuff now, but he wouldn't let me be responsible for a lot of stuff before. And now
Wow.
he has
Wow.
like let go a bit. And that was important to me, I guess I would say.
Yes.
But yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And so of all people, my mother is the most important.
Yes. Yes. It is good that you know because most people don't know where
Mm,
the I didn't know that I was searching validation or recognition.
mhm,
And most people expect from pretty much everyone at work, um, in the family, among their
mm.
friends. And but I wonder, what would happen with you
What
if what
what would have happened for us?
yes, what would have happened? Thank you. What would have happened with you if you never had if you never had gotten their validation?
What would have happened with you if you had never had this validation from whom?
Yes, from your father or recognition, because the normal thing is that they don't come, that or they don't come in form of words like or the way we
That is
expect them to.
Mhm.
So in
That
your
is true.
case, your father, he's close. Sooner or later, maybe that would happen or not. But what if, so for example, in our jobs, I have
Mhm.
lots of students who don't leave a review for me. That don't bother
Same,
me. That doesn't
same.
bother me.
That
But
doesn't bother me.
that doesn't bother me. But let's say that I was a very insecure teacher. At least, thank God I'm not insecure as a teacher. Thank God. Because
Mhm.
if I was, man, it would be hell. But
It would be crazy. Yes, it would be
yeah,
really. Wow.
yeah. If I needed that validation from my students, like they
Mhm.
telling me, oh, you were, because they don't tell you really. Most of them, they don't, but they come back. So that's the way of telling you're good, right? They buy
Right,
packages. So
right.
that's good.
Mhm. No,
So,
I had to stop. When I started, I used to check the review thing a lot. Then I started to take teachers as well. Like I started to be a student on italki
mm,
as well. And then I realized like after my lessons, I didn't know what to write all the time. So
it's true.
I
It's
mean, it was
true.
a good lesson, but how many times can I write? "Oh, this was a really interesting lesson. So and so person was very prepared and very professional and fun." So at some point, I just kind of I wrote. I like to leave a review for my teachers. I always do because I'm a teacher and I talkie, and I understand how it helps. But I kind of got it. I was like, oh my! After every lesson to go, like start
Yeah,
typing some words. So
yeah.
I don't care about
Students,
that part.
students, if you're watching this, leave us reviews. Um,
I mean, it's nice, but in general, I would say like I had a goal of reviews, and when I got that amount of reviews, I stopped caring so much
mm,
about the
no,
review.
I don't care either. I don't care either.
I
But
don't know.
unless, I guess I would only care if I got a bad review and I wanted to
Have you
go.
ever got a bad review?
No, never. But if I
I
had,
think people are too
have you,
polite to write
yeah, no,
reviews.
Italki people are very polite. They wouldn't,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
never had a bad review.
yeah,
Once
and
I think I had 4 stars though. Once I
mm,
think I had 4 stars. I'm not sure because I had a really horrible lesson. And then like 2 hours later or something, I checked my rating and it was 4.9.
mm,
And I was like, I know who did this. And actually, it was in my beginning. It was when I started. And oh, my friend, one of my friends remembers this. For like a month, I was depressed
oh no,
because
because of a
it went
four.
back to 5 stars. Yeah, but it went back to 5 stars very quickly. But I
Mm,
just was so like, what did I do wrong? What happened? Where could I change this? I wanted to write the student. I just, but my friend told me, what, let it go, and I let it go. But it really hit me because that was my beginning, and I thought
yeah,
if I start bad, then no one will want to
yeah.
come. But in general, I would say with students, I care that they enjoy the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be really stressful. You're right. It would be really stressful if you really like, if you went to check every, review or every lesson. If a student left a review, it would be just like,
Yes.
that kind
Yeah.
of chokehold is not something you want at all. At
No,
all.
no, no,
Right.
no, no. And
No,
that's
but you were
funny.
asking,
Yeah, yeah, I
sorry, you were
was
asking what if I had never received
yeah,
this from my
exactly.
father?
What if we never, not you personally, if you would like to talk about it, but what would
Yeah,
happen? I guess that's the reason why we need to take control of it, because it might never come, the validation as the way we expect. So,
I agree. I think that what I did, with regards to my father, with regards to my mother, I just kind of am. There's only one thing my mom doesn't like about me, and well, so far as she knows, as far as she knows, is that I don't go to church. That's the one thing
yeah.
that my mother felt heartbroken about.
Mm,
And we've had that conversation many times, but she's still happy with the rest of my life.
mhm,
But with regards to my father, I decided, and this affected our relationship was bad when I was a teenager, then it got better, and then it kind of went into kind of obscurity. It wasn't so much there again for a while, and part of it was because I didn't think he saw me as an adult. So I took what I now think of as a maybe a dangerous route, but it was better for me when I stopped caring.
mhm,
I just decided it doesn't matter. And I just decided, well, if he sees me for it, then fine. If he doesn't, whatever. And but that made me stop talking to him so much, as often as I used to before, because I didn't want to have a conversation where I was a child again rather than an adult. So
Mm-hmm.
my part of not caring meant I couldn't communicate with him as much as I wanted to, just because I didn't want to feel that feeling of just like not non-recognition, you know.
Yeah.
So I just, I kind of ruined our relationship that was okay, that was doing well, and I kept on like pushing him away,
Mm-hmm.
and in my efforts to not care. Now I have a different, thought on time and a different thinking on time, and so I regard his presence in my life a lot now, and I think that
Mm.
was a mistake. So I am happy that I got that recognition, but if anything, the other way is also not healthy. If I started to do so much to get it from him,
Mm-hmm.
also it wouldn't have been very healthy. So I don't know what would happen, but I decided not to care for some time, and I don't like what it did to our relationship.
Yeah.
And now our relationship is much better, and we can have long conversations, which is something that I like.
Mm-hmm.
But when I didn't care, we couldn't do that. And so I don't
Yeah.
know what I would have felt. I just,
Yeah.
I don't, because I wouldn't like to fight or just struggle for that.
Yes.
But I don't know if not caring is the right way. But this specifically when it comes to my father. But I think with some other people, maybe the best way is not to care.
How? How not to care? In the video, Leo says that we need to learn how to give this love, this praise to ourselves.
Hmm.
So instead of expecting for a validation external, so he said that we consider sometimes that the validation is the cake when it should be like the icing on the cake because we already have all we want coming from us. And if someone likes what we are doing, if they likes us, if they say good job, good work,
They
etc.,
like us, sorry.
if they like us, uh,
Mhm.
good. You could be extra happy, but you are already fulfilled. So that's I don't know. Because it might have
That's a
never.
good question.
Yes, yes. I
I was gonna
wonder.
say how is a it's a question that saying that you should give it to yourself, it's a good suggestion. But honestly, many times we tell ourselves that we're good at this, but we cannot trust ourselves to be like the right judge. And maybe that's another thing we
Mm-hmm.
have to work on, because I don't know how to tell myself. Because when I decided to stay away from my father, I told myself, well, okay, you're an adult, you are responsible, you are doing things that are working fine, and that should be enough. But the truth is, I still, in the back of my mind, while I was pushing him away, it's because I still wanted
Mm-hmm.
his validation. So I
Yes.
don't know if it's possible to make yourself enough for yourself. I don't know if it's possible. I think like my technique is usually when I seek validation from someone in whatever form and I don't get it, maybe I just push them away so that I don't have to see
Oh
them.
my God. If they don't love me the way I want to be
Well,
loved, go away.
well, yeah. No, I think, and it's not the best way, sure, but I don't know how your own self-validation should be enough. I can't say that I have great, I have
Mm.
a good self-image of myself, and I
Mhm.
have myself. I have a good self-image, but sometimes, honestly, it's not enough. There's something that
Yeah.
things people tell you, and you're like, I know to some extent, but sometimes you just need someone else to tell you to feel more confident. And it's not a very good thing. But really, I cannot tell you that I found one person who can legitimately say they don't care what other people think. I don't know a single person.
No,
Maybe
no.
except the man who made this video.
I don't know. Maybe it's difficult. It's difficult. We seek that validation. Yeah, sometimes we don't have a clue if we are doing well or not, and how to trust our judgments. That's a good question. But Yeah, of
Right.
course. I think the thing is, if it depends on the area. Like if we are learning something, it is okay to expect a validation like from a teacher. I always give my students feedback so they know, like honest feedback, so they know where the
Mhm.
weakest areas are, the strongest. So it is good to have like a mentor, a tutor, a coach, or whatever, like to tell you like
Mhm.
yeah. But I
What you're
think,
doing right. Mhm.
sorry, to tell
No, so I
you,
was gonna say to tell you what you're doing right
yes,
or wrong.
and what you could do better. So I think
Right.
that is a healthy criticism, like uh
Oh, yeah.
when they are honest. If you have a friend that can be like this, like, oh, I see, but I think that most people that I know, at least, they are so self-absorbed. They are, I mean, and it's normal, everyone, they are just striving to survive. They are just,
Sorry.
I don't know, trying their best. And if they cannot see other people other than themselves, I always try.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll be at the street, especially with women, because I know how those things are for us. If I can give a compliment to a woman, a random woman, I always do. I always compliment strangers on what think it's
Mm.
nice, because I don't think that people notice things. They don't see things, and it's not because they are mean or cruel. It's just because they're late for work. They have so many things on their minds. So I like to give like these free
Do you like
compliments.
strangers complimenting you? Do you like strangers giving you compliments on the street?
I do like a lot of people talk about my hair, that they like the color of my hair. And if
It is
even
vibrant.
yeah, even if they didn't, I think I do like my hair color, but it's nice when they say, "Whoa, I love your hair. What color do you use?" And then we start a
Mhm.
conversation. It's nice. I do like to be complimented, but it is something that I don't need. I don't need to be complimented. It's good when it happens, but on my hair, on my appearance, I don't think I need compliment. I feel like I need on academics. I think I really like on when people tell me how educated I am, or how smart I am, or how I talk, the way I talk. I don't know. And
Why do you feel, in general, is that a place, is that a sphere that you feel you excel at or that you don't excel at enough, so you want other people to tell you that you're good at it?
yes, I think it comes from not feeling good enough. I think our sense,
Um,
our neediness for praise is because if we knew that we are good, like we know, like we are good teachers, they keep coming back, students. So it's all good. If one single student, one single students tell you, like, I didn't like the
Tells you.
class, tells you, if one single student tells you, didn't like your
Or one and
class,
single is a little bit kind of tautology, but just one, because single is usually one. You have a
only,
single
yeah,
too. So,
yeah, thank you. It's okay if
like one.
we know that we are not a good fit for everyone. It's okay. It won't ruin, it won't
It
ruin,
won't ruin.
it
Mhm.
won't ruin our days. But if someone comes like in a weakest area where we are very insecure about, and if they tells us either we are good
They
or
tell us.
bad,
Mhm.
if they tell us either we are good or bad, it will matter a lot.
Right, no, I agree with you. But there's sometimes, don't you ever? Well, I don't, because I don't really put a lot of thought in my outfit, but I know this because at least once in my life I have. You wear something really, really, really cool, and you feel like this is a really cool outfit, and then you go outside and you expect other people to tell you that's a really cool outfit, even if you know it, but you just want people to validate your great taste.
Taste. Yeah.
Which is something I do with my food. When I cook and I give my friends, I want them to say it's amazing. Because I know I
It's just
cooked a nice
polite.
meal.
It's just
Yeah,
polite to
right,
say.
exactly. I know I cooked a nice meal, but you could as well just confirm my my belief. But no,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. When you are not when you feel like you're not good enough at something, you do need people to keep on telling you that you are good and you are good for you to feel it. It's actually a it's a thing I don't think about often, but it is a real issue, how to live your life without expecting other people to validate you. Because it can paralyze you if you don't get that validation. You can just be stuck waiting for someone to tell you that you can move on, or you can do something. It's a lot of stress actually, and a lot of pressure.
Yes, it is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah. He gives Leo from the video, he gives some advices. One of the advices is if you do something nice for someone, don't tell anyone. Keep that to yourself because sometimes we want to be seeing as we want to be as
Seen, no, no, seen. You
seen.
want to be
Yeah,
seen.
thank you. We want to be seen as like good people who could do things for the world. I don't know, caring. I don't know.
I would say that part I agree with him because there is a trend on social media that I don't like. I love that people give. I like that people go outside and give things to homeless people or help people pay rent or whatever. But I don't understand why it's recorded. I don't know why it's filmed and
Hmm.
posted on TikTok or on Instagram.
Yeah,
I don't see what the point is because the charity is good, but uh the pushing of yourself, like the promotion of yourself,
yeah,
I think that kind of like covers the charity that you have done, and the video just becomes some kind of like advert for yourself, some
yeah.
self thing. Like you go up to, I don't know why people do it. I don't get it. Because I don't think that the people you're giving money are like in a good position that they want you to show on the internet that you help them. When you walk
Hmm.
up to a homeless man, I don't think he wants to be on your social media being recorded, telling
Yeah,
you thank you so much, and
yeah,
crying. And I don't
exactly.
understand this thing that people do. I really don't get it at all.
Yeah,
But it's a popular thing. That part I agree with him. If you want to be good to someone, be good to someone. Don't share
yeah,
it with other people.
yeah. No, I agree totally. But we should start there. Like, or something else that he said, good things sometimes. So we see a good video on the internet and we want to instantly share with our friends. But
Hmm.
why? Don't share. Keep it to yourself. If you hear a good joke, laugh it off, but don't share that joke with anyone. Like,
Okay.
drop the need of being like sharing and sharing. Uh,
Okay.
uh, and then someday you might do it just for the sake of it, not for not expecting they will laugh or they will
Mhm.
thank you or they will do things for you, say things for you. But that thing of not caring, of like when you said that you took some distance from your father, and I understand that. It, I understand that there are some people, the people that we love the most, the people are usually the people that we expect the most,
Mhm.
but we are stuck in roles with them, and so they play one role in the relationship and you another, and sometimes we have to take a step back for that to change, you know. uh
Right. No, I
Otherwise
agree
I
with
don't know.
you. I agree with you mostly. I just think like it depends on the reason why I don't think my taking a step back was just simply because this was my father who I do want to have a good
Mm-hmm.
relationship with,
Mm-hmm.
and who I haven't always had a good relationship with growing up. So I wanted to make it fine because I think I see a lot of people who have like a lot of my friends and people around me who don't have that relationship. And I realize that my father has his faults, but I actually do want him to be
Mm-hmm.
present in my life. That's why I think it was a bad idea to push him away. But as I
Mm-hmm.
said, if it wasn't my father, I would do exactly that. Just push that away for some time. And like until for whatever reason, if I found that I needed someone to validate my intelligence or validate my appearance, I would, take some distance from that person just until I can feel comfortable not caring what that person, thinks
Yeah,
about the way I sound or the way I look. So it was just because it
yeah.
was my father and
No, no,
I
no, I
wanted
totally
to
understand. I was not saying that you should have have done otherwise
No, I
any
understand
other
what you
thing.
said.
No, I'm just saying that
Mhm.
there are people that there are roles that we play with them. There, it's not like it's not. I don't know how to describe as free as it could be. I don't know. But yeah, we have 1 minute left, and what have we concluded from this?
We cannot fix
We can
all stuff. No, no,
we
it's
cannot fix.
actually very
We can.
interesting, like how. But you know what's interesting though? The people who seek the most validation, I think they are the most successful people in the world. Entertainers. Entertainers are successful
Huh.
because they want people to like them, and
Oh
people like them.
wow.
That's what they make
Yes.
they're very successful. It's really interesting. The comedians and singers and all
Hmm.
these actors, they are people who didn't get enough validation,
Uh-huh.
usually as children or whatever, and they seek it on a global like level, on a larger level. And because they need that validation, they kind of have this extra motivation,
Mm-hmm.
an extra effort that they put in to get that validation, and they get a lot of it. It is a very tricky line to walk though, because they also get a lot of criticism. But
Yeah.
in general, I think like fandoms and stuff, they get a lot of validation from people. So they are kind of the
Yes.
most successful.
Yes, but I wonder if they're wearing masks sometimes, you know.
But probably most of them are, but
Yeah. They
you
discovered
get
the way. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It might be an
it's not.
unfixable problem. Sorry.
Well, no, because yeah, it will really have to get down to like when you're a baby and you eat, your parents give you food and you eat it and they go, ooh, you have to get rid of that. That's like one of your first sources of validation. So you have to get rid of all these things that happened when you were a baby, when you did little things, when you achieved something, like you could walk or you could crawl, when you said your first words and everybody was so excited. All of this will have to, I don't know, you have to find a way not to feel validation from all
Yeah.
of these things. I
Yeah.
think that's hard.
It is. It is. It is a deconstruction that could take many, many years. Yeah. But
Yeah,
it
but
is
I think
it
the
is
main
worth
thing
it.
is to control. The main thing is just to like minimize how much power that validation has on you. But
Yes.
if
Yes.
you can totally get, if it's possible to totally stop like needing this validation, I don't know. I don't think it's possible for me, but
Yeah.
probably there are people who have been able
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. It's a topic to contemplate more. It is a very profound thing and complex.
It is.
Yeah. But I want to
Yeah.
thank you for being willing to talk to me about that and sharing things with me as well. Thank you for being
My
open.
pleasure as usual.
Open. Sorry.
Open.
I'm sorry. Am I open?
Do you remember? Do
I
you
do.
remember the video?
I do. You can go deep. It's already opened.
My pleasure.
So it's open, not opened.
Yes.
Open.
Yes.
Thank you for
Open.
being
Mhm.
open.
Yes.
Thank you.
My
And for being
pleasure.
willing to go deep.
For
Thank you.
for being willing.
For being willing. For being willing
Mhm.
to go deep
Yeah.
with me on this. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Until next time, Daniel, have a good
Yes, have
weekend.
a nice evening. And like, yes, have a good
Bye
weekend as
bye.
well.